In this video, we're gonna be creating this cinematic reel for my Instagram account to build my personal brand and to teach you guys how to create these really good looking aesthetic cinematic reels for your Instagram reels so you can build your personal brand and go full time as a creative, just like I have, making money off of this. So before we get into that though, if you're new here, my name is Ideation and I create digital assets for content creators just like you to upgrade their workflow. It takes only 5 to 30 minutes for me to professionally edit videos just like this. So I'm gonna show you how I do it. No bull crap advice, seriously. And all my editing packs will be in the link description so you don't miss out. And let's create this reel. Since this video is gonna be strictly focused on cinematic editing, we're going to be using my cinematic editing style preset. And if you're thinking, oh, this guy's just trying to sell you, I mean, I kind of am, but really, you don't really need this pack to do all the things we're gonna be doing. I'll show you just some custom jobs that we're gonna be correcting with this pack and just much more information. So don't click off. And if you wanna go cop this pack, it'll be in the link in the description. It's really a must have if you like this style and you wanna make this as your full kind of time style. You not just get these presets that you can see on the right here, but you also get film borders slash like those viral film borders you see all over Instagram. I'll pop up some examples of like what you can create with this stuff. Plus you get already pre-made hooks slash text titles that we're actually going to be using for one of these or for this hook. And also you get fonts and a bunch more stuff that I'm going to be adding. So definitely go check that out in the link in the description. Use the code cinematic to save $5 off. And now let's kind of create this. And if you want to go grab the raw footage, it'll be in the link in the description too, so you can use this footage and practice your edits. I know you guys like that. So when you come over to the cinematic editing style presets, you'll see all of these and they're actually numbered. And you're probably thinking like, Carson, why are they numbered? Like, that's because I know them specifically in the steps you should take to edit your videos. So for this, obviously you want to start with your basic corrections, so your cuts that we're going to be doing right now, and also your color grade that we're going to be doing right now. So that's the first step. Then the second step is going to be all of these effects that we're going to be creating. And then the third and last final step is going to be the zooms that just kind of puts this all style together. So without further ado, let's grab the LUT that we're going to be using. The one I'm going to be using is this cinematic color grade. I don't know why it doesn't have a number 1. I keep adding the number 1 and it's not saving for some reason. My Premiere Pro just must be bugged. But if you guys just grab this pack, you'll see this cinematic color grade up here with all these other ones. And for me, I'm just gonna grab this one, plop it onto my footage, and boom, we get this kind of really cool effect that's already looking good. But I don't really like how the green is really overpowering everything. So I'm going to go and adjust it like so by just going up to the windows. Apparently I don't have my Lumetri color, so I'm just gonna grab that, come over here, and my tint is at -4, so I'm actually gonna put that to 0. And then I'm going to decrease the exposure, up the contrast, and also kind of decrease the shadows, maybe bring that contrast back up. The whites could be turned down a little bit. Maybe this black will help. No, I don't really like touching blacks. It kind of hinders it really badly. And the saturation could go up just slightly. When you're color grading, this is kind of all you want to do is just really barely adjust them to get really the perfect color grade. I think that's good enough. Yeah, I like that a lot. Gives it that really kind of like green type of mood. Plus it gives me this kind of back shadow. So my content is good for this. And now let's go into these basic cuts. What I like to do for basic cuts is use the text tab instead of wasting time. So if you originally do it and you have like a lot of cuts, like you can see like right here, this needs to be cut right here too. So most people will just use the razor tool, cut this out, boom, boom, delete, and then do that. But we're smarter than that, guys. Like, if you've been here long enough, we know that we use the text that already Premiere gives us. So come over to the text, transcribe your sequence. Once you did that, come over to this filter, click on it, hit pauses, boom, it already gives us 11 results that already is going to automatically cut for us. Hit delete, make sure it's extract, don't use a lift, trust me, it's gonna screw up a lot of things and you don't want that. And then hit delete all, boom. Now we got all those cuts already done for us, easily like that. Now I'm just gonna go kind of through my clips. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna speed up the footage or just cut it, whatever I feel like. But essentially, just come into here, and listen to what I'm gonna say. And if I mess up or anything, then cut that out and then just keep going like that. So I'll show you.
Bro, you actually have to
So I'm gonna delete that.
You have to realize that business is going to be hard. I failed for freaking 5 years straight until I didn't,
So I'll cut that too, and then just, you know, go through the rest.
have to realize that business is going to be hard, and you
Cut that.
have to realize that business is going to be hard. I failed for 5 years straight. I have videos of me crying just to see a little bit of result for the inputs I was making to get the outputs that I wanted. Bro, business is going to be hard. Business is going to be hard. Business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road. I failed for 5 years straight. I have videos of me crying just to see a little bit of output I've seen in the last 3 months. So of course you're not gonna go from 0 to hero. It's going to take time. You have to learn to play the long game, because if you play the long game, you're going to win no matter what.
And I love that. And now what I like to do for my reels is always create this L cut. So what essentially an L cut is when you zoom in here, I'm going to actually just get rid of this and like this really quick too. And the L cut, you just drag these up and to the left. You want to align where this descending right here, the audio waves, corresponds with this kind of uprising. So right when I stop talking, then I'm going to just continuously talk. Like in a conversation, you don't really stop, you just kind of continually talk. So now if we actually don't do this, it'll sound like this with this kind of gap.
I failed.
So you hear that little gap?
An easy road.
We don't want that gap. Once you did that, to make this L, just hold Alt on your keyboard, drag this to the right, and now we kind of make this L. If you kind of see, if you imagine there's like a line that goes down here and then cuts to the left. So now when we listen to it, it sounds like
an easy road. I failed for.
See how there's like barely a gap? There's still a little gap. So what I like to do is bring it just to the left a little bit, and then once again, kind of do the exact same thing.
Not an easy road. I failed.
Perfect. Now it sounds perfect. And now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing with over here, and we're gonna create a J cut. So J cut is essentially kind of the exact same thing, but just the complete opposite. So just drag this to the left and line it up like we did in the last one. So like so. And then for the top one, you want to grab it and do like that. So now when it looks like this.
Did
I get those backwards? I think I did. Yeah, I did it backwards. So now as a professional editor and doing this full time, to optimize your workflow to as efficient as possible, I always then start with using adjustment layers to visualize what I'm saying and to create it into an animation. So for right now, I'm going to kind of add an adjustment layer. So just like so, drag it onto here, and then I'm gonna visualize what I'm hearing and create it into an animation. So this is just the ideation, what I'm thinking. So for right now, I always start with a zoom out. So I'm just gonna kind of bring this maybe to like 2 seconds. It doesn't really matter your timing, but it just gives you just a rough estimate of it. So let's just listen to this and I'll walk you through what my brain goes through.
Bro, business is going to be hard.
So for this, I'm gonna duplicate this, and then I'm going to label this like a different color. The reason why I do that is because not only is there going to be, this adjustment layer is going to be a zoom, but this bottom one is also going to be the text titles that we're going to be using a little bit. And it's going to be really simple and easy because this hook is going to take less than like 5 minutes to take rather than an hour to make. So it's kind of crazy. But now let's go to the rest of the video.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road. I feel it's going to be hard. It's not an.
I want another zoom here with, and then I'll duplicate this and also label this for Caribbean. And this is gonna be a zoom, and then this bottom one is also gonna be some kind of text that I'm gonna animate.
It's not an easy road.
And then I'm gonna do this, make this one really small because this is where a transition is gonna be. To be honest, I need this to be here because sometimes I forget to add transitions.
It's not an easy road. I failed for 5 years.
So I want to do, just kind of copy this one, and then this is going to be an entire film border part. And also let's make this like yellow.
5 years straight. I have videos of me crying. To be hard. It's not an easy road. I failed for 5 years straight. I have videos of me crying.
And then we can kind of cut back to me talking and then go into film borders again.
Just to see a little bit of output I've seen in the last 3 months. So of course you're not gonna go from 0 to hero. It's going to take
and then another film border.
Time. You have to learn to play the long game, because if you play the long game, you're going to win no matter what. Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road. I failed for 5 years straight. I have videos of me crying just to see a little bit of output I've seen in the last 3 months. So of course, great. I have videos.
And then I'm just gonna actually make this really quick because it's a simple, easy process. Cut this right here, and I'm thinking just because of the feeling I'm talking about and everything, I'm gonna make this black and white. So just like so, I'm gonna drag it on, and this is what it'll look like now.
I have videos of me crying.
And then I'm actually gonna go up to here and get rid of the cinematic color grade because it looks like it's messing up with it. So kind of get rid of that too. Maybe leave that one there.
I have videos of me crying just to see a little bit of output I've seen in the last 3 months. So of course.
And then I'm going to grab this one. I want to zoom just throughout this entire clip. So again, I'm going to label it Caribbean.
First, you're not going to go from 0 to hero. It's going to take time. You have to learn to play the long game, because if you play the long game, you're going to win no matter what.
And now let's go into all the animations and everything. We'll start with the hook because again, it's super easy and simple. So in this pack, you'll get these text titles that you can see up on my screen right now as I play it. It gives you these really cool text titles. You can use this for just regular animations if you want. You can use them for hooks. That's what I love to do, is use them for hooks. And essentially all you have to do is just go through it, whatever one you want to pick. There's 5 of them total. Right now, I'm thinking about adding more. So if you guys really do like this pack and everything and you want like 10 of them, go comment in below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I always love to know what you guys are thinking. And for this video, I'm thinking of using this last one. So let's listen to it one more time.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road.
Bro, business is going to be hard, maybe. Not that one. That one uses a number. That one's pretty cool. We could use that one for the second part. I think I really love this last one. So what I'm going to do for this last one is just drag and drop it just like so. Kind of put these above here. And I'm gonna get rid of these adjustment layers and everything. I kind of already know what I'm thinking in my head. And then we're just gonna cut this. It doesn't really matter. Bring it over here. And now it looks like this when we add it to our stuff. If I render it in and out.
Bro, business is going to be hard.
You're probably thinking, why is it really small? Well, that's because my text titles are made for 1080 by 1920. So essentially I'm running 4K footage. So obviously 4K footage is twice the size of 1080 by 1920 in pixels. So all you have to do to fix this is come into it, click on this scale, grab it, put it at 200, boom. Now it's big enough, it's perfect. The quality doesn't lose at all. And this is what it looks like now.
Bro, business is going to be hard.
And now all I'm going to do is double click into this. And then this is where you can customize it and put it exactly what I'm saying. So I'm just going to listen to it and then replace the words. Bro, B-U-S-I-N, business is going. It says business is going hard. Yeah. Oh my god, that's funny as shit. After all, I replace all the text. It looks like this.
Bro, business is going to be hard.
It comes in a little late. That's completely fine. All you have to do is double click this, realign these. So just come over here and bring it back, bring this back too. And then it kind of looks like this.
Bro, business is going to be hard.
And now it's a little too big. So what I like to do is just grab this, bring it down here, and then it's a little too big. So I'm just gonna decrease this slightly. And now it looks like this.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not.
And then for all of this stuff,
to be hard. It's going to be hard.
I want to stop it right here. And then we're gonna actually go and grab the other one. So that one that we were looking at earlier. So this one is gonna be pretty cool. So I'm just gonna drag and drop it like so. Exact same kind of thing that we did last time. And I'm gonna resize this, bring it down here, and now it fits in here perfect. And actually I'm gonna overlap this just slightly so then it looks a lot better.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not.
And once again, come over to it, scale it to 200, double click into it, listen to what I'm saying or whatever you guys are doing, and replace the text. So after I replaced the text and did some minor adjustments, it looks exactly like this.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road.
I really need to just kind of redo them a little bit. So I'm going to come over here once again, kind of realign these like so. Just push them back and now it looks like this.
It's not an easy road.
That comes a little too fast. So once again, I'm gonna come into it and bring these out just slightly.
Hard. It's not an easy road.
That's perfect. Now what I like to do is come up and let's scale this, make it a bit bigger, bring it down here, kind of align it with this one. And just because we're kind of using this kind of that, you can kind of see like the filmic kind of look, I'm going to get rid of this kind of different effect. So this different effect was already applied to it, but essentially come over to the effects control and you can see when you click on here and you go into the opacity, it's on difference. It should have like the preset should be on here, but I don't know why it's not. That's okay. Just hit normal and now it's gonna look like
it's not an easy road.
So for these purple ones, to make that filmic kind of that grain, all you have to do is come over to the cinematic editing style presets and come into the grain that's either normal or subtle. Just for this, I'm going to use the normal just to give it a little more of an aggressive kind of look and also put it on the its. So now when we come out of this, it looks exact.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road.
Perfect. Now I'm gonna add a transition here and then we will do the film borders. So these are all the film borders that you get right now. And there is 4 of them are animated, as you can see, like kind of like the edges of it will animate. So if I just drag and drop this like animated one just to show you, obviously, again, I've been running in 4K. So if you're running in 4K also, it's gonna be like this. All you have to do is come over to the scale and double it. And then for to like kind of blend it mode and everything to really kind of see through it, obviously, because you can't see anything right now, hit this normal on the opacity, multiply, boom, now you're done. And as I place through this, I'll render it really quick.
Failed for 5 years straight.
Border is a little bit of a filmic kind of like paper kind of wiggle effect that looks really cool. But if you don't want that, totally understand. You can just delete this, come over to the static ones and grab any of these. So for me, I'm going to grab this one. I'm thinking this one right here. This one kind of aligns with my footage and I just really like it. So again, I'm just gonna hit 200. And if you don't wanna go to the opacity every single time and click that, you can just come into the pack alike again and come to the cinematic overlay preset, drag and drop it, boom, it already gives you it. So I'm just gonna kind of redo this and I'm going to add my B-roll. So this is what it looks like after I'm done kind of adding my personal B-roll to this first one, excuse me.
I failed for 5 years straight. I have videos of me crying.
And then we can transition over to me crying. I'm gonna use a different film border just to kind of spice it up a little bit. I kind of like this big one, so I'm just gonna grab it, drag and drop it again, resize it to 200, and then come over to my effects tab, wherever it is, grab the cinematic overlay. You can just see how fast and simple and easy this is. And then boom, it already gives us this really cool thing. I'm just gonna do a short clip of me crying. This is kind of embarrassing. Oh my God. So this is what I've gotten after I'm done adding my B-roll.
Of me crying just to see a little bit of output I've seen in the last 3 months. So of course you're not gonna go from 0 to hero. It's going to take time.
And then now we kind of did all of our animations and everything that I would like to do. So the last touches that I would like to do is 1, add our captions, and also 2, add our zooms. So we're gonna actually first do the captions because this is gonna be simple, quick, and easy. And all I'm going to do is come up to your text, come to the captions, obviously create captions for transcript, click this little arrow, bring them all the way to the left, make sure it's on single, create captions, boom, now we have our captions, and highlight them all, and then come over to your properties, wherever my properties tab, I'm just gonna drag it over here actually, so you guys can see it. And officially, what you always wanna do is make sure that it's click this middle, and then you can see that it's a little too high for me, so I'm just gonna bring it down just like so. So keep bringing it down. I like it about right there. I like to sway a lot in my talking, so obviously I'm going to give my room for my head to move and my body to move, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna come up to the text, and this is where it really hits. So when you get that pack, you also get all of these fonts. You don't get this one on the bottom, but from the Montserrat, the Montserrat to this Articulate CF, you get all these really bold fonts. So you can use this Montserrat today, and you can also just go get it online. It's free, so might as well just grab it. So you can just grab the Montserrat, hit the black. That's what I love to use. And then also hit this TT for all caps. It's gonna give us all caps. And then I'm going to bring this up a little bit just to kind of give it bold. So when I'm talking, it gives us this really cool. I'm actually gonna bring it down just slightly. And then boom. And now I'm essentially just gonna kind of delete the parts that it doesn't need to be. So like for here, I'm just gonna kind of delete all these captions, and then we'll go on to the zooms. Now let's add these zooms to add this really cool final touch to our cinematic type of style. And this is actually, I feel like, the most probably important part of the equation. And come over to your project, make sure that you have an adjustment layer. Again, just come over to this down, right, hit new item and hit adjustment layer, or you can actually right click, hit new item and hit adjustment layer. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab this, resize it to like my liking, zoom in, kind of put this overlay up above it and kind of put this below. And now we're going to add that zoom. It's super easy. Just grab the cinematic zoom, plop it on, and now we get this zoom that we're looking for. Let's go into effects because we might have to tweak it just a little bit, and let's listen to it.
Bro, business is...
I want it to be a little bit stronger, so I'm just gonna do that.
Bro, business is going to be...
I'm essentially just going to drag this out all the way to this like clip as long as all the other ones. And then I'm going to go into here, go to the end of the clip. So just like so, and make this, let's say if 110 is too, so 110 is about perfect. So I'm gonna go to that one, make sure it's at 110. And then we kind of get this really nice zoom in effect.
Bro, business is going to be hard. It's not an easy road. I feel
perfect. Then
for 5 years straight. I have videos of me crying just to see a little bit of output I've seen in the last 3 months.
And then what I like to do again is add an adjustment layer. And for the rest of this video, I just kind of want a simple zoom. So just come over here, grab the cinematic smooth zoom to 100 to 110. And then it's gonna look like this after.
I've seen in the last 3 months. So of course you're not gonna go from 0 to hero.
And then we can actually also add like some kind of zoom out. So just essentially, again, go to the end of the clip, add a keyframe, make it 100, and then it's gonna slowly zoom out the rest of the time. So then it just looks like.
So of course you're not gonna go from 0 to hero. It's going to take time. You have to learn to play the long game, because if you play the long game, you're going to win no matter what.
Once again, if you wanna go grab this pack, go down in the link description, use the code cinematic to save $5 off your order of this pack and many other packs I use. Definitely go check those out. And if you want to learn more about cinematic editing like this or building your personal brand and editing in general, go click this video right over here.